Peace, light, and love, beautiful people. This is the ministry of being your own best friend, the Pretty Priestess Podcast, where the intention is to empower and inspire you in doing that by connecting, aligning with the divine guidance that surrounds us, recognizing the sacredness of the beauty and aesthetics around us, and cultivating the wisdom to make our lives most magical. So, with that, my foot, my shoe. Fuck them, do you? What's going on? Peace, light, and love. Thank you for connecting with me on this Pretty Priestess podcast. No doubt about that. Wanted to stop in and talk about that boogeyman that's in the closet, no doubt. And since we approaching the Halloween season and everything, and all of this spooky shit is out here and being about and everything, this is definitely an opportunity. A lot of transformation is going down and everything. And so with that, I really wanted to come in and talk a little bit about this boogeyman and everything. Because when you discover that boogeyman, this opens the door for a lot of that transformation and everything. Shout out to the Scorpios, no doubt about it. We just shifted over into Scorpio season and everything. And when that sun is in Scorpio, we are encouraged to examine our transformation, those things that's hidden, how we interact and exchange, what we have inherited, and what needs to die. And we just came up off of that new moon in Libra, no doubt about it. It came in at 28 degrees. And when it come in at 28 degrees, this was about us embracing the relationships at home, the one-on-one, with the new appreciation that brings harmony, balance, and justice into our lives. And in this divine feminine season, the order of the moon being reversed at the end is giving us an opportunity to embody the lesson the sun was asking us to examine. So when it was in Libra, of course, it's balance, harmony, justice. We needed to examine how that was looking in our lives, in our one-on-one relationships. But right now, the sun is shining in Scorpio. And I got to examine the hidden, the boogeyman that was living right here in my home, family, right here. And let me tell you, I started really thinking about when I was little, right? And my cousin used to tell a lot of these spooky ghost stories and everything, right? About how monsters hide in the closet and steal the air that you breathe, right? And then it'll weaken you and have you tired when you wake up in the morning and everything, right? And so with that, of course, I was afraid of that, no doubt about that, right? Sleeping with the closet closed and everything, because they didn't want the boogeyman coming up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Put a little something up against the door and everything, night light on and all of that. Bathroom was close by. Had keep that on sometime too. You know, as long as my mom didn't give me no beef with that. Afraid of the dark, I was. The hidden, no doubt. And years later, come to find out. Now, throughout the teenager, you know, I done outgrew that, moved past all of that particular foolishness and everything, and let that fear go, of course, you know, can't be scared forever. But then come down years down the line, as an adult, finding out the boogeyman is real and living in my closet, y'all, no doubt. And so I went on a mission to get his ass out because I ain't scared of him no more. And you need to know something. It wasn't easy, but I did that. And so I want to talk a little bit about what was going on in my closet. See, getting dressed all of the time, I used to get overwhelmed. I go into my closet and I get overwhelmed and everything. And I think I put a video up before and everything about how I'm in the closet and I'm trying to get rid of a whole lot of shit and everything. I'm kind of spoiled for choice. I had a whole lot of shit going on in there. You know what I'm saying? And so I went on this mission like time and time again, kept trimming it down, took Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, right? Using that whole thing of what sparks joy, right? So I'm keeping the things that spark joy. Got some really cute items and everything. Then I stopped shopping for stuff unless I absolutely loved it. So going through my closet, grabbing up all of the stuff that sparked joy, donating the rest, still got a shit ton of clothes. Still got a shit ton of clothes. See, when I was in this matrix, I was really good to myself. I mean, I blessed my closet like it was nobody's business. See, I'm Venus rising anyway, you understand? And so clothes is my jam, no doubt about it. Fashion, beauty shit is my jam. This is what this podcast business is all about, you understand? This and that magic tip, you see? But I'm starting again. I'm looking through the closet. What am I putting on today? I'm feeling some type of like, goodness gracious. I just, maybe I'll wear this. I'll wear that. I'll wear this. Yeah. But then I heard you can afford to release these synthetics. And this is going to eliminate the complication. Then the hummingbird in my mind's eye appeared. And see, when that hummingbird appears, the hummingbird comes through to remind you that you don't need that aggravation in your life, baby. And so with that, I realized, you know what? Hell, I don't. And so I got busy on that, right? And I knew about these synthetic fabrics and everything. I'm going to leave a link in the bio and everything, right? Material alchemy, a true shocker. I talked about this shit. About how these synthetic fabrics, they vibrate real low and everything, right? Lowering your frequency out here in these particular streets. And there's some particular fabrics, the natural fabrics that have a higher vibration, linen and wool holding the highest vibrations out here in these streets. So check out Material Alchemy, a true shocker on the Pretty Priestess podcast. I'll leave that link for you, no doubt. And since I was talking that talk and knew all of this business and everything, I needed to be walking the walk. Sometimes, I do that. I do's that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Know the right thing to do, but still do what I want to hell do anyway, because it's easier that way, right? Human experience, right? So now I'm walking the walk, keeping only the natural shits, the cottons. Now, the organic cotton is where the bee's knees is. That's at the top of the list. But I'm going to keep the cottons. I'm going to keep the linen, the wool, the silk, the hemp, the bamboo. We going to keep that, right? We going to keep that. And clean that bitch out. Cleaned it out. And my energy, it lightened up. It got lighter. It was like a burden had been lifted. And then the owl appears in the mind's eye. And when that owl appears, the owl reminds you that you see things clearly now. Oh, yeah, this is about you seeing some shit now. Now, typically, I get upset when I see that owl because I know that I'm about to be disappointed in humanity when I learn some shit about how tainted folks get down. But this particular time, it had a good feeling on this, right? I'm seeing shit clearly now. The owl coming through, no doubt. So the A-team was on it, no doubt. And so I grabbed up my phone, so I want to see what's going on in the cosmic streets and everything. And so on my algorithm, synthetic fabric toxins was showing up on the algorithm. Now, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. These phones are spies. Make no mistake about it. These phones is listening in on what you talking about in this business you about. But don't you worry, because the divine is on the throne and your spirit team is going to work this out. It's happening for you, not to you. Make no mistake. Okay. And so it started giving me a lot of information about these synthetic fabrics. And no, the vibration is low and everything. How they release toxins on our skin. When we sweat, we absorb all of these poisons. It destroys our health, getting in our bloodstream and our organs and all of that shit. Releasing microplastics in our tissues. Also, when we wash them, releasing microplastics in the water supplies. Jeez. Microplastics, they collect in our brain. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we got a lot of foolishness going on in these streets, perhaps. Perhaps. So, yeah, so there's that. And also, hold on, let me make sure because I got to check these. Okay, yeah. And then the toxins. They also been known to disrupt the respiratory system. Now, this is some shit right here. When I was looking into that, see, I didn't really know about this whole respiratory system thing, right? Which really gave me a lot of explanation because I noticed when I would go into a lot of certain department stores and everything, right? That I would start feeling a little lightheaded and everything. And it would only happen like if I was going shopping in clothing stores and shit like that. And this may have, and of course what I was wearing too, probably all things considered, let's really, you know what I'm saying? But this bringing this in, talking about how it disrupts the respiratory helps, which is, you know what I'm saying? It brings dizzy, vertigo and all of that, shortness of breath and everything. And this is what I was definitely picking up and tapping into in these clothing stores that I couldn't figure out, like, what is this happening to me for? So if this is happening to you, consider that. Consider that. So this was a wake-up call for me. This really helped me along my journey because when I did that, see, when I started releasing a lot of that stuff and everything, y'all, I wasn't really trying to release every damn thing. There was some things that I just loved, and I was not trying to let that shit go. You understand? But as I move into my elder years, a new level of awareness is starting to come online. And so with that, the wolf stopped through. Now, when that wolf stops through in the mind's eye, no doubt, I would really hope there was no wolf that showed up in my closet. Good Lord, help me. But the wolf showed up. And when that wolf shows through, it reminds us about making sure that we're taking the knowledge that we have and that we're turning this into wisdom. Not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. The wolf came through, checking in, reminding me, now that you know better, you got to do better. Starting a whole revolution right there, family, to support my wellness, no doubt. So I had to ditch all of that shit. See, I was holding on to the gym clothes. I'm trying to go to the gym, get myself together and everything. Gym clothes, all poison, cute as hell too. Got all them little spandex outfit and everything. Toxic, 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 toxic. Taking it all in while I'm sweating out here. You know, the skin is the largest organ and everything, right? So I wasn't stopping there. See, all my underwear was synthetic too. Nylon, polyester, poly, whatever what have you, what hell. You know what I'm saying? And see, I didn't need all of that toxic shit in my life. So it was also another article that I came across about how it causes reproductive issues and hormonal imbalances and everything, right? And see, that's something I definitely don't need that to be making my menopause experience more twisted than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Or what it is, right? See, and see a lot of this stuff, all of this toxic shit like that, like making sure that I'm not allowing that type of shit to enter my body. Like I was hip to that like years back. When I got rid of all them toxic tampons and shit like that, got me Diva Cup instead and everything, right? But then see, that ain't just as far as we going because all the way down this rabbit hole and everything, silk and cotton underwear moving forward for your girl, no doubt. Since I ain't finna get no mammogram out here in these streets, you ain't gonna put no radiation in my titty, Now you do what you want. This is where I'm at. I ain't doing it. No, you can keep that shit. I'm cool. All right. And then you know what I'm saying? We let the divine work the details out. Yeah, no doubt. I ain't getting that shit, And so now I ain't wearing no synthetic bras neither because I don't need that shit in my life. And I was already hip to the aluminum in the deodorant and everything. So I've been opting for the aluminum free deodorant as well and everything. And I gotta tell you, you gotta upgrade your game when you doing that, no doubt about it, right? And so with that, you know what I'm saying? I had to really make sure that I made a lot of these choices that really helped empower me, and it really helped me in feeling better. My skin started getting brighter. My breathing started getting clear. Because, I like to toke and smoke a little something, something once in a minute. Huh? Yeah. You know? And so with that, you know what I'm saying? I really got to make sure that I'm doing a lot of other things that help and support in my respiratory wellness, no doubt about that. So with that, I learned that the Boogie Man was in my closet for real this time, no doubt. And I got that ass up out of there, no doubt. And so I want to give a special shout out to the Archangel Raphael, who has really been helping me in navigating this whole process, no doubt. I want to encourage you to work with the color emerald green. Hell, get you an emerald, no doubt. Because this is going to help you in tapping into the frequency of healing of the Archangel Raphael. Turning the ascension that's taking place right now on this planet with this third eye atlas thing that's coming through in divine timing. Major shifts for this collective in 2026, no doubt about it. 2026 is going to be a 10-year, not a 1 year, but a 10-year. And this 10 on this particular year right here, see, listen, all of the generational planets are moving into fire and air energy. The divine masculine will be speeding some shit up out here in these cosmic streets. So power up because it's going down. And we signed up for this shit. Don't forget that. We signed up for it. We came here for the shift. All of the things happen for us and not to us. And so all these energy vampires is out here talking about, folks ain't going to be able to get their food stamps and all of that. You got to know that's an energy steal. You got to know that. You got to know that. You cannot give these fools your energy, your attention. You got to be laser focused on the business that it is that you about. See, because they doing everything. See, their world is crumbling. And so they go do everything in their power, everything, to try to siphon your energy. And so while you all upset about how ICE is coming through, raiding all the communities, and that's some bullshit right there. We gonna stand up. Don't worry about that. The details will be worked out. And then we see all of this government shutdown shit. It's convenient that they shut it down when we got this third eye atlas coming through so the people can't keep up and monitor what's going on and what have you. And now they telling folks that they may not be able to feed their children for the holidays. Ain't this some bitch? Then you got a lot of player haters, and I'm calling y'all niggas out. The player haters that's out here on this damn internet talking about get a job, getting in there, this and that. You have no compassion. You have no idea what in the fuck somebody's struggle is all about. I think you should stop that. Because see, we in this time now, like we say, listen, watch what you got coming up out of your mouth. Because I do remember a dude that found himself getting executed on live television after he let the universe know that sometimes folks got to allow themselves to get shot down by a random shooter so that we can keep our Second Amendment rights. And so he was able to make the sacrifice with himself. See, he didn't think about that shit being him. It was okay when it's somebody else getting shot the fuck up. But then when it was him, whatever, right? But this is what you wanted, right? Okay. So we got to really be careful with how we operate now here in these particular streets, huh? The shit that we got coming up out of our mouth. See, because when you like that for somebody else, I assure you it's going to be like for you as well. Because this is what we tapping into right about now. And so the goddess Oya is coming through. We got Uranus that's go swing back into Taurus for this little bit of time, right? And when that happens, we can definitely expect that there's going to be a whole lot of turbulence in the earth and in the money situation, the economy, and all of that other shit. We can expect storms to happen. And so when the goddess Oya comes up, she reminds us that storms is what happen when storms are what make shift happen. Let's get it. And so with this in this 9 year, which the goddess Oya is over, no doubt, coming through in some powerfully profound ways, reminding us about this change, about this transformation that's taking place on the planet right about now. That these storms that's coming, they happening for us and not to us. And so right now, while that sun is in Scorpio, we examine our transformation, the things that need to die so that we can be reborn, baby. And so your girl right here got that Boogie Man up out the closet, brought some order into her life, killed the chaos out here in these particular streets. And I'm feeling better for it. And now I'm be out here preaching the gospel of making sure that we cleaning up the clothes that we wearing. Because see, this fashion thing that I'm in the business that I'm about, that I'm digging, that I'm liking, that I'm tapping into the magic with and all whatever, what have you. Like, really, what the hell am I talking about if I'm going to sit around and put some poisonous shit on my body and then really try and be an auspicious type? I need the highest vibration of what it is that I'm wearing. And so now I'm doing more than just talking the talk. I'm walking the walk, no doubt about it. And hold up. And since these spirit animals was coming through, I mean, in effect, I ain't even tell y'all all of the damn spirit animals that was coming through because they was just coming through. I just had to give you for that particular situation and instance and everything because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I'm gonna just pull a quick little spirit animal oracle card, no doubt, and see who comes through, what spirit animal comes through that we can work with at this particular point in time. And then we go on about our way. This is a powerful thing to work with for the collective right now. Woo, the buffalo spirit is coming through. This buffalo spirit is coming through, bringing this encouragement that the abundant universe will provide. And I'm hearing, don't you worry about this shit where people was feeling like they ain't gonna be able to feed their families for the holiday. The divine is on the throne, no doubt. And so this buffalo spirit animal is coming through in a profound way, reminding you that this is an opportunity for us to really begin stepping into this confident energy where we are stepping into our power. See, we're going to do what we got to do. See, either way that this goes, right, it brings the G out of you, right? Helping you come up with a whole lot of creative ideas, helping you to step into your power, giving you the push that you need in order for you to be about that business that you say that you about. And when you start laser focusing on that shit that you on, baby, that buffalo spirit coming through, reminding you that the abundant universe will provide. Coming in with the number 10 vibration, which is the number for the year 2026. I cannot make this shit up. The buffalo energy. Checking in to remind us, oh yeah, next year, oh, that's the year. That's the year. Let's get it, y'all. And so listen, I'm gonna go ahead, get up out of here and everything. I just wanted to share that real quick and everything. It's gonna be a challenge for your girl to really tap into this styling and profiling thing that I like doing and everything and putting these outfits together. See, this right here, This is what's going to bring me into a whole nother level of mastery right here, is being able to put these clothes together. Because I hope you know that now that I done trimmed down all of my clothes, most of the things are very basic that I have. So I'm going to really have to get the game up, no doubt about it. So, and I am so here for the challenge. I am so up for this shit, no doubt about it. And so I brought in a little bit of fashion alchemy. Hold up, let me pull this up here real quick about this white dress. Now I'm bringing it back again because I want to talk about this fashion alchemy and everything. This was one of the dresses I was able to keep. This 100% cotton dress right here. And then it's lined nicely and everything. So yeah, it's cotton in and out. Want to give an honorable mention too, because also the other thing is the ostrich boots, right? I'm rocking with the leathers and everything. I'm really moving myself more into a space of pulling in more natural materials and everything. And so pulling out these ostrich boots, I likes my cowboy boots and I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? This is my vibration. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your own. So, but if you like it, you go ahead and you rock with it too. I promise you it's cute. It's real cute. All right, boom. Let's get some of this motherfucking fashion alchemy. Let's do it. So I add a belt. Of course, it's a real leather belt. We ain't playing games in these particular streets. I ain't putting no artificial leather around my waist and everything. You want to see, my whole thing is that even though we got some folks that's in, that vegan movement, they want to save the animals and all of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, me, I honor the animals that made the sacrifice for me. It ain't that, I still eat the animals too. You know what I'm saying? And honor them for making the sacrifice for me. And so with that, I put that leather on and everything because I'm out here in these particular streets tapping in to a whole nother level of magic, working with these spirit animals and everything. See, the spirit animals, before I even get further, you know what I'm saying? See, spirit animals, they got a healing vibe or a helpful message and everything. And so when you working with these spirit animals and everything, and you setting intentions throughout the day and everything, this will help you in unlocking a whole nother level of magic. I assure you of that. And that being like the cow's leather and everything, we already talked about. The buffalo spirit came through, reminding us about that abundant universe that's providing and everything, reminding us about how miracles are endless out here in these particular streets. And the ostrich, let me see if I can find what the ostrich, because I got them ostrich boots on. I think I'm out of line if I don't find out what that's all about. Okay. So the ostrich comes through for applied knowledge, groundedness, secret powers and ability, fertility, and digestion. I like it a whole lot. And so the ostrich, hold up, I closed the ostrich up and everything. Hold up. It says when you need to be present, when you need protection from drama or stress, when you want to call on more fertility into your life, when you want to feel grounded, when you want to apply cosmic knowledge in your daily life, when you want to raise your frequency and your consciousness, when you want to process something big, you work with that ostrich. See, that's what I'm talking about. And so I got this animal power book right here. And this is by Allison Charles. I like it a whole lot and everything. Gives a really good breakdown of a lot of these animals, how you can work with them and everything. Give you some really good work so that you can really get out here and jam. Now, one of the things I really want to encourage you to do too, because see, this is going to add a whole nother heightened gangster to the game plan. Understand what I'm saying, right? See, when you're working with these spirit animals, you want to really tap into what you're picking up and everything, right? Because see, a lot of this shit with this ostrich and everything, like I didn't know it had to deal with digestion and applied knowledge and all of that. See, I was wearing that because it helps in grounding my energy and everything, right? And then when I got a lot of shit that's on my mind and everything, that ostrich, it just really helps me to tap into it. Dealing with them birds, period. You know what I'm saying? For those people, especially if you got a lot of Mercury in your chart, right? So that's Gemini and Virgo energy, right? You got a lot of that particular energy in your chart. You really want to work with them birds and everything. The ostrich, especially, specifically Virgo energy, really tapping into it and everything, bringing that grounded energy and everything to it, because the ostrich, walking bird and whatnot, earth bird, that's where I'm going. But anyway, yeah. And so, boom, we go bring in some more stuff. See, because this is getting the gangster going and everything. Now, the vest to jazz it up and everything. And while I pulled out this black leather vest, that is a real leather vest. So, this was another keeper that was on the rack, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? The vest jazzes it up and everything. I got a brown vest too that I like going better with that, but I also have a jean one, and I think that jean one, it brings a whole nother dimension. And if I get, I talk about how I deals with the jean to help to bring, because I like wearing dresses. I like that flow in my clothes and everything. You understand? And when I put that jean on, it helps to dress it down so that it doesn't look like I'm overdressed and everything. And so I rocks with that jean, no doubt about that and everything. So I add a vest to jazz it up and everything. I like that whole vest vibration and everything because it really allows me, especially around this particular time of year, right, to really break out and hold up, let's talk about it. Let the scarves do its magic, baby. How about these scarves? No doubt about it, huh? Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. And so, you bring that in right there. This is going to keep you warm when you out and about and everything, because the temperature is like right somewhere, you know what I'm saying, where it's jacket weather out there. But see, when you got that vest on with them sleeves and everything, a scarf like that and everything, that keeps you warm. And for me, periodically, you know what I'm saying, I find myself hot as hell all of a sudden, just out of the blue, like the Holy Ghost, like something struck me by lightning and shit, right? And so all of this airflow that I got going on and everything is very helpful for me. And so, wearing the vest and everything, it allows that air to pass through quickly and everything, having that the silk scarf on and everything, it really does give that protective barrier, right? It keeps the heat in and the coolness in as well. And either way, whatever, what have you and everything, right? But that scarf, it really helps to balance that energy out, and you can still feel that airflow. It goes through it and everything. And so I need that air to be flowing through that entire time. And so I'm loving this a whole lot. And so bringing that shit all the way together and everything, coming in here, just being creative, right? Tapping into the spirit, animal energies and everything with the clothes is some beneficial shit. But what brings it to the next level, baby, is getting that bullshitting ass Boogie Man up out of your closet, my love, and really begin tightening it up by bringing these natural fabrics to your wardrobe. Now, everybody ain't have a whole lot of clothes hoarding like I had going on, right? That where you was just able to afford getting rid of a whole lot of shit, right? But what you can do is moving forward, making sure that when you are purchasing clothes, that you are purchasing clothes that are natural fabrics. I promise you, it makes a difference. I got rid of all of that shit. And at first I was crying, like, feeling some type of way, feeling like I was cheating myself out of the best shit and all of this other stuff, and realized what I thought was the best shit was actually the worst shit. And I needed to get rid of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And so with that, man, I got to tell you, I just feel so excited, so charged up, so motivated, right? To really take this fashion game, this fashion alchemy to a whole nother level. Material alchemy, fashion alchemy, bringing that together, image alchemy, baby. And I'm loving this so much. Definitely make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely, if you get podcasts and everything, sign up for that. Link up. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. Maybe some other podcast platforms and everything, whatever, what have you, right? Google Cast and whatever in the hell. But it's out there. It's out there. Type it in, Pretty Priestess Podcast. Definitely make sure you signing up for that. No doubt about that. Get Holistic Appeal. It is on Amazon. Shadow Navigation for the Spiritual Gangster. That is on Amazon. This is going to help us to really begin bringing that beauty inside out, right? Shadow Navigation for the Spiritual Gangster, baby. It's an inside job, right? It's an inside job. But what Spirit showed me was a way for us to be able to do a lot of shadow work on the internal level, helping us out through the dream realm. And so when you start asking yourself some questions, and before you go to bed and everything, right? And then you start really setting intentions, baby, before you go to sleep, this is when that business start really, really helping you out, right? This is when you start tapping in on a whole nother level. You start getting the subconscious mind involved with it. And when you start locking that particular thing in, you start really beginning to make moves. You start aligning yourself in you start aligning yourself in ways that will be more supportive, more productive, more helpful, more useful. You'll start recognizing, you get more aha moments and all of that other stuff simply by merely pondering the thoughts, setting the intention and everything, and really allowing yourself to take that time. Now, I've set it up for a moon cycle in that particular navigation and everything. However, you really want to take that and work with it for as long as you feel it's necessary. Go through it over and over again and everything. And this is definitely something. I mean, if this is something you into and everything. However, that's definitely a way to go about doing that, because see, beauty needs to be inside out, baby. Inside out. And see, when you start doing that, then you can really find yourself releasing a lot of these clothes. See, because you're doing that shadow work, you're doing that internal work and everything. The self-love is big. And then you start realizing the damage that we do. And then we start making better choices and everything. And even with that, y'all, even with that, just me clearing out my closet, making better choices on that particular level, it started a whole catalyst of me making better choices of the things that I put inside of my body as well, right? And so now, maybe not the fried chicken so much after all. I like it. I tap on it just a little something once in a blue moon, but I ain't a regular patron like I was. You understand? And so now I'm really starting to really find that balance, that harmony that I was catching from Libra season, and recognizing all of the things, the ways that I can bring some justice into my life, no doubt, and everything. And so again, with this Scorpio season, as we examine our transformation, the things that need to die so that we can be reborn, what a powerful, profound time to be alive. And so anyway, with that, I hope that this was helpful for you. Do not forget to subscribe. Get you some readings on TikTok. I'm Sister Divine out here in these cosmic streets, no doubt about that. I put the shorts up on my YouTube channel as well and everything. So definitely check me out. Make sure that you're doing that and everything. I'm going to open the Divine Cipher back up and everything, because we really need to be supporting each other. Those of us that are definitely have a higher calling in their life, that are seeing things a little bit differently. The folks that are around you don't necessarily see the things the way that you do. If you listening to this particular message, you definitely should be going to the Divine Cipher, no doubt about that. But I'm going to reopen that back up. I just really ain't been here for that shit right about now and everything. And I really would like to find the tribe, those folks that really get it, that connect with it, right? That really are in that energy of collaborating and not competing and everything, right? All of that bullshitting ass matrix illusion shit. Like really folks that's trying to grow, trying to do the work and all of that other stuff. Really, really would love to connect with those particular energies so that we can have some real discussions, find some real solutions out here in these particular streets. We ain't here to agree with each other. We're here to learn from each other. And so with that, I hope that this was helpful for you. Sending out so much love, so much light, peace and light. Peace and love.